Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsea. Today I'm sharing with you my second alternative card created with the May 2026 Paper Pumpkin kit called Sparkling Celebrations. This beautiful kit creates 9 cards, 3 in these 3 different designs. What I like to do is take one set of cards, so that means everything you need to make one card, and create alternatives. And I've made a total of 9 alternatives. Also including the envelopes. I like to cut these up and add them to my cards as well. So 9 cards total in this Paper Pumpkin week. So make sure to keep coming back each day to see the next card. Today we're going to create this fun shaker card using the window frame. Let me go ahead and open it up so you can see all the details. So I've just thought that was really cute to kind of tie it to keep it closed. You can open up these windows, see the fireworks, see the glittering embellishments, and then you may also notice that the window sheet in the back has been embossed with a fun firework die cut as well. So lots of little details, and I can't wait to share how I made this card with you. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so from the kit, you're going to need the other side of that Starry Sky card base. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You're going to need your window frame. You're going to need the firework die cuts as well as the windowsill label. So we've got the half die cut that came in the kit as well as the 2 small silver fireworks. And then from your own stash, you're going to need a window frame, window sheet. This is to keep all of those cute little embellishments in your shaker. So this is just cut a little smaller. It's probably 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then your card base, I'm using thick basic white cardstock. You're going to need a shaker element. This is the Itty Bitty Boko mix. It's a retired product. I just thought the colors were perfect for this firework card. And then I also have 18 inches of white baker's twine. This is just if you want to tie up your window. I thought it was a really cute little accent piece. So let's start just from the bottom up. I'm going to go ahead and add my sky to my card base. Using some liquid glue. This is going to be our backdrop to our shaker elements as well as a little bit of a border along the window. Okay, make sure to smooth it out if you do use liquid glue. Let's pull in our paper trimmer. So this piece here is a full card front. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I do want to give ourselves a little bit more of a border on the card, so I need to trim it. I'm going to trim from the left and right sides 1/8 of an inch, and then from the bottom I'm going to trim 1/4 of an inch because I feel like this up here is a little tight. So I'm going to start on that 1/4 of an inch. So my final measurement should be 5 1/4. And then on the left and right sides, just 1/8 of an inch. So the final measurement should be 4 inches. Okay. Looking at this piece on my card, I wanted there to be a little bit of a softer flow between the dark misty moonlight and the whiteness of this. So I added some blending with a blending brush and some misty moonlight ink. So using my glass mat, I'm just going to smooth out that ink a little bit and then just add a touch of it along the edge. I'm going to try to keep it off of the actual window frame, that white area. If by chance it gets on there, that's okay. I'm going to lift this up though, because I don't want it on the top of that. The top is just really hard to keep it clean. So you could probably mask it if you really wanted to. I just like this. This is not a necessary step. You could skip it if you wanted to. Okay, so you can see how that adds a little more depth and color to that piece, blending it with the darker background just a little bit better. All right, so let's go ahead and work on our shaker element. Make sure that if you are using a glass mat that you do clean up that ink so it doesn't transfer to your card. So to create shaker elements, you need to have your window sheet behind your opening to hold everything in. So we're going to add some adhesive around. And I think I might have given you the wrong measurement for this window sheet. It is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And if you are interested in getting a cutting guide, which also includes all the sizes of the extra pieces of cardstock, you can join my Paper Pumpkin Cut Club membership here on YouTube. And it's listed there in the posts for members only. All right, I'm going to use some tear-in tape, and you can do this either around the edge of your window frame, your window sheet, or you can do it around your frame. And I'm going to do it around the frame. So once you've got that, you're going to remove your paper backing. So before we add our window sheet to the back of our window, we are going to do some embossing with some dies. So the nice thing about window sheets is they're pretty thick. And when you use a die, it's more of like an embossing technique. And I want to add these, so you can kind of use your window frame to kind of judge, but I want to place them, so we've got maybe one kind of on the top left of center and then one at the bottom right of center, okay? So just find the center. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I'm going to place one right there. Okay, and so then when you cut it, can you see that? It's a little bit hard, let's see. There we go. You can see that it leaves an impression. And then we're going to do another one down here, just below it. Okay. So that die cut comes from the Wonderful Scene dies, which is a coordinating product that you can get from Stampin' Up. Let's see. I was going to say something. Oh, that's right. So when you run this through, you're going to do it just like you normally would run through a die, not like an embossing folder. So you just use those same plates that you would if you were cutting it from cardstock. Okay. All right. So once we have that in place, you're going to flip it over so that the top goes down on the bottom, and then you're going to add it to your window on the back, making sure to cover up and that those fireworks go about the middle. Okay, and then smooth it out just like that. So now we've got our window to our shaker frame with those fun embossed fireworks there. It's kind of hard to see, but they're there. It's kind of a nice little subtle piece. Okay, so next we're going to work on creating the depth for our shaker elements. And one way you can do that is by using the edges of your dimensionals. This is a normal size of dimensionals, just from the regular pack. So in the Paper Pumpkin kit, there was a set of dimensionals. It was just a smaller piece, so I don't know if you'll have enough to do the edging for this shaker card, but you could use these or you could use strips. So they also have strips, foam strips that work really well. You know what? If I remember right, this works better on this side, the size of it. You just want to make sure that it goes all the way. I wonder if I could just curve it. You want to make sure that there's no gaps. Everything is touching, and that it goes all the way around your frame, and that you don't see it when you open up the frame. There we go. Okay, so that I've got that good coverage. I've got a little gap here, so I'm just going to fill that in with a little mini right there. Okay, so we've got the dimensionals all the way around, and we cannot see them when it opens. Just double check by opening it. Okay, and then we have our card base. Oh, that's not our card base. This is our card base. Okay, so we've got our card base. Make sure it is opening on the right side, because once you put this down, you're not going to want to lift it back up. So we're going to take your shaker elements. I like to put them in the center of my back. So the card base itself is the center. Put a good amount. You want to have fun and see them. You don't want it to be so sparse that you don't see those elements. Then we're going to remove the paper backing here. Okay, so everything is sticky. And then you're going to just carefully put this right in the center. Starting on one edge, I'm looking at the top, making sure the border is even all the way across. Doing the same at the bottom, okay? And there we go. And then you've got the shaker elements now trapped inside this cute little shaker frame. So cute. If you notice that maybe you have a corner or something that needs to be tacked down, just grab yourself a little mini dimensional and you can tuck those underneath the corners. That side feels like the only side. These ones feels fine. Perfect. So cute. Okay, so we're going to add a couple more things just to give it a little bit of interest. Okay, let's start with our greeting. So this is made to sit at the bottom of the window to make look like a windowsill, but because we trimmed it off, we don't have enough space there. And so I am going to trim off the sides, but I want to stamp my greeting first. And I kind of came up with my own greeting. It says celebrate you. So this would be a fun birthday card. We've got celebrate here at the bottom of time to celebrate. And by using the edge of our, I just put it on the T. Hold on. I'm going to clean that and do it again. So by using the edge of the ink pad, we can try to only ink up the word celebrate. So starting near the bottom, I just will scoot up towards the top until I know that the word I want is inked, and then stop before the part at the top is inked. And then you're just going to stamp celebrate on one side. And then the word you comes from you are invited. So doing the same thing, starting on one side and then just inching up until the word that you want is stamped or inked. Go ahead and stamp you next to celebrate. And then we're going to take our paper trimmer and we trim this off. And I like to trim it with maybe 3/8 of an inch on each side. So I don't really know the final dimension here, but just looking at the edge of the letter and lining it up with 3/8. Let's see, it puts me at just under 3 inches. If yours is a little larger, that's okay. We just want it to fit inside our window. Let's see. See, it's how it just comes right there. So that's perfect. I'm going to add dimensional on the right side and some tear and tape on the left side. And then I've also added dimensionals to the fireworks. And so we're just going to now pop all these things into our window. So we've got our half firework here. I put some tear and tape on the left and a dimensional on the right. And I'm just going to place this closer to the bottom, right up on the inside of that window frame. That's where the tear and tape's going to sit, and then the dimensional is going to help pop it up. Let's go ahead and do our greeting next. This goes kind of in the center, right in this area here. You can close this if that helps you keep it straight. Let's see, where did I put this one? Oh, right up to the bottom. Okay, so right along this bottom edge of the center horizontal piece. Get a little closer there. There, I think that looks good. Okay. So dimensional on this side just has tear and tape because it connects with that firework. And then I just lined it up along that bottom of that middle horizontal. And then we'll add some fireworks to the top right area, just like that. It's so cute. Fun shaker card. Perfect to celebrate somebody's birthday, maybe in July. It's adorable. So if you want, you can take some baker's twine. I have 18 inches here, which is a little big for just a single bow. So I thought about doing maybe a double. So by cutting it in half, so now I have two 9-inch pieces, you can string it through that center. Bring it together gently. You don't want to do this too hard or tight. You don't want to tear the cute window. So just a really gentle knot there. And then to make it easy for them to open, you can just do a regular bow. Don't do a knot, and that will just make it too hard for them. Okay, so just a bow, and then they can pull those ends and open it up and see the cute card that you created. So fun. So there's the finished one with all those fun things, and then it tied up. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this fun card today. If you're interested in seeing written instructions or close-up images on how I created this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsea.com. If you would like to receive your own paper pumpkin kit, please subscribe using the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.